Hello there. It is being reported that there may be about 10 cabinet ministers who are opposed to Theresa May's Brexit backstop plans. But will they resign? The Prime Minister's push to get her cabinet colleagues to drop any idea of the UK being unilaterally able to walk away from any Irish border backstop arrangement without the say-so of Brussels has been met with resistance. And one of the more vocal of her opponents in this is the leader of the House of Commons, Andrea Leadsom. Talking to BBC Radio 5 Live, she said, "The UK cannot be held against its will in a customs arrangement." And she went on to say that the UK must have the capability of leaving a customs union when it so wished, and that the EU should not be able to keep us in it. Because to allow Brussels that control would be to fail to fulfil the will of the people as expressed in the 2016 referendum, and that would lead to Westminster voting it down anyway. She also said that she would be sticking with government and working towards getting a deal that does not mean that the UK is left stuck in an unwanted customs union with the EU. But that of course puts her at loggerheads with her boss. How long can that last? And it is thought that up to 10 of Mrs May's cabinet colleagues share the views of the Leader of the House, but that they would stop short of resigning over the issue. But the question is, come the actual vote, what will they do? Resign and vote against, or just vote with the PM's plan? And the Labour Party is no better and has shown us exactly how confused it is over the issue. The Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn, whose sartorial elegance or lack of it failed to wow the crowds at the Armistice Parade today, has stated that Brexit cannot be stopped and rejected having a second EU referendum. "We can't stop it. The referendum took place. Article 50 has been triggered. What we can do is recognise the reasons why people voted leave," he told Der Spiegel. But one of his team, the Shadow Foreign Secretary Emily Thornberry, told the BBC that if the PM couldn't come up with a decent plan, then there should be a general election. But if a general election is not forthcoming, then, yes, of course, all the options remain on the table, and we would campaign for there to be a people's vote. So there you have it. Labour is not worth voting for on all manner of political, economic and financial reasons, but also for their confused and contradictory Brexit stance. In the unlikely event of a snap general election and Labour winning, within the first 30 seconds of being in office and faced with actually having to make the running in what was left of any negotiations, I reckon they'd be at war with themselves over Brexit. In fact, if I were Mr Corbyn, I would worry about how long my tenure would last in number 10 Downing Street if I ever did fulfil my only reason for existence at the head of the Labour Party, which is that of getting it into government. I'm sure the pro-EU knives would be out for him before he even got the key in the lock. After all, most of those with sway in the party want to remain, whatever their grassroots party members may want. Any general election fought between Labour and Conservative will not be about left or right, or about Brexit, as both are wedded, first and foremost, to the country staying in the EU. They are both intent on keeping us in, so the battle would be about Remain. So the election would be fought over how they keep us in the EU while trying to pull the wool over the eyes of leavers. That's all. But here's the thing, they would both have to publish a manifesto that took a side in the Brexit debate. How could it be otherwise if the election was called because of Brexit? And any claim by Labour or the Tories that they would respect the wishes of the electorate as shown in the 2016 referendum would be an outright lie and received by voters as such. And would they dare go against it openly? I'm therefore left wondering if either party would really relish a Brexit-based election. It could rip both parties apart at the same time. I'm sure they would be much more comfortable doing the same old red versus blue scaremongering duet over tax, public services and the NHS, of course. But while they are playing their deceitful little games, they will be squabbling over only about 48% of the voters at best. Who will the other 52% vote for if there were a snap general election? Finally, I was honoured, as Deputy Mayor, to take part in the Shaftesbury Armistice Parade today and lay a wreath. It was heartwarming to see the little hilltop town so vibrant and packed full of people, young and old, who came to pay their respects to those that had in the past laid down their lives for our future.